I'm back. I know that it's been almost a month since I last posted an episode, but yeah, life has been crazy and I have just not been in the mood to film. A lot of energy and emotions go into this, and sometimes I just don't. It's not that I don't care, but I'm like, this is not how I want to deal with things. But I figured that I would film because my birthday is coming up in a little over a week, and we're approaching the 1-year anniversary of this channel, so that's pretty exciting. I have no idea how this video is going to go because I didn't plan it out, and basically my thoughts about birthdays are super confusing, and I might not have a lot to say because I can't even form words and phrases to describe the confusion. Part of this confusion comes from being relinquished / abandoned when I was less than a day old. So birthdays are supposed to be all exciting and everything, but along with that, I'm thinking, okay, was this the hour that I was left at a police station? I don't know. Then you question, is your birthday even accurate? I'm not ignorant. I know that files are falsified. I know that there's a lot of misinformation. And referencing the start of this channel in my first video, I just don't believe in irrelevant public interrogations to promote one's own agenda. So that's why I got triggered, and that's why this channel all started. But back to actual birthdays and relinquishment stories. It's just really confusing. As a kid, I would try to hype myself up a lot, and I'd want birthday parties and a lot of presents. And I think back on it and I wonder if I did that sort of to mask all of the sad feelings. I mean, my parents were always willing to talk, and we would talk about my birth family and whether they thought about me on my birthday or whether I was thinking about them. And I've always just been the type to not really show emotion, not really show any sort of pain, and just think, no, it's fine, my life's great, I don't think about them, I don't care about them. Maybe they think about me, it doesn't affect me at all. It totally affects me. And it is really bizarre to think about. I'm turning 24, and 24 years ago, I was born to some family. I don't know who they are, I don't know where they are, I don't know if they're alive. And within 24 hours, I was found on the steps of a police station. That is so much trauma to go through as a newborn. And then the biologist in me is like, oh my gosh, so many germs, and my immune system wasn't all strong. But I guess I'm proof that just take your kid out and don't worry about the germs, it's fine. I don't get sick a lot, my immune system's great. Anna's behind the camera giving me a look like, what the heck are you talking about? It's true, I'm a very healthy individual and I don't eat any vegetables, people. Okay, I am trying to keep this light, but birthdays are a very weird time. Not every adoptee feels this way, obviously. I think all of my videos are basically the same. I'm a broken record, just giving different examples, but there are conflicting emotions, and this is my experience. I'm not speaking for anyone else, just giving an example. But some years I'm all about birthdays, some years I'm like, eh. And then even on the actual day, I'll wake up oh, I'm so excited, and then 2 hours later I'm like, oh, this sucks. If I'm not feeling my birthday that day and someone tells me happy birthday, I'm not gonna get mad at them. Don't worry, it's fine. Birthdays are, I am happy to be alive, I'm happy to be where I am. It's always this back and forth, yeah, I'm so glad that I have the life I have, but also, wow, I was with my biological family for such a short amount of time. And pregnancy and giving birth and giving a child life is a significant event, so I question how they're feeling. I question if they repress the feelings. I wonder if they do something to remember me. I've never really done anything to commemorate my biological family, but I guess now that this channel's starting and I'm advocating for adoptees, that is something that I'm doing just by this video. Oh, and a side note, I am an adoptee advocate. I'm not an adoption advocate. So that means that I will advocate for adoptees' rights, I will advocate for equality, but I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, adoption is always the answer, or adoption is never the answer. So there was that sidebar. My birthday this year, I'm like feeling pretty okay about. My parents always visit me because it always coincides with the school parents' day, or family, whatever you call it, parents' weekend. So that's always nice. I know some adoptees don't have good relationships with their adoptive families, but I have a good relationship with mine, so it is nice that I get to spend my birthday with family. Yeah, birthdays. Lots of emotions around it. And I still don't really care about the accuracy of my birthday. I'm like, okay, it's a day. I care more about like the relinquishment part and how long I was with my family. There are just so many questions and so many mixed emotions, and those emotions are always going to be mixed for me. I don't think there's ever going to be a year where I'm 100% super happy with my birthday or 100% really sad about it. It's just, people need to accept that even on my birthday there might be an hour where I'm feeling super depressed, and then the next hour I'm like, it's my birthday, give me all the presents and like, let's party. So keep that in mind, especially with the whole adoption as a gift and you're saved narrative. A lot of adoptees are going to feel really, really conflicted about their birthdays, and I know many adoptees just don't even acknowledge the day anymore. Like, it's just not even a thing. So be sensitive to that, and if an adoptee isn't feeling their birthday, don't do the thing where it's like, why not? Like, you're on this earth, you're living, you have a great life. Like, that's not cool. There's just so much trauma because the whole thing is about how adoption separates a biological mother and child. And so a birthday is like, yeah, that's the time I actually had that connection. I was safe in my mom's arms. She was feeding me. She was giving me everything I needed. Her smell was familiar. All the chemicals were familiar. And then whatever happened. I don't know your story. I know my story.
So what do you think are some good ways for friends of adoptees or family members of adoptees to start a conversation around like an adoptee's birthday? Like, what would be a good way to say, like, hey, Lily, I'm not sure how you're feeling this year. Would you like to do anything for your birthday?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Something I think that's important with young adoptees, and it's not just about birthdays, it's just questions in general. Don't ask leading questions. So don't say like, oh, you're fine celebrating your birthday, right? Or like, oh, you don't feel sad, right? Because then the adoptee is going to think, oh, I'm not supposed to feel sad, so what I'm doing is wrong. Just, yeah, ask like, your birthday's coming up, how do you feel about it? If you're around my age and you have friends that are more woke and can have these conversations, you could say, I know that birthdays bring up a lot of emotions for adoptees, and I want to make sure you're comfortable. I don't want to do anything that's going to trigger you or bring up really bad memories. So if there's anything you don't want me to do, let me know. If there's anything you do want me to do, let me know. I'm just here to support you and be your friend or be your family member.
So you mentioned that like on the day of, there might be an hour where you're just not feeling really bad and then suddenly you feel great. What might be some signs that like you're not feeling very good and maybe you just need a break from birthday stuff?
I mean, that's going to differ from person to person. For me, when I'm not feeling things, I typically like zone out or get really quiet. Maybe I'm not laughing as much. Just signs of sadness, you know? I guess what's hard is that it's your birthday, and everyone is supposed to be happy on their birthday. It's like, it's my birthday. This was the one time, at least for me, that I was with my family, biological family, and then in my situation, within hours, I was abandoned. So you're thinking about that, but you're like, oh my gosh, everyone's being so nice to me, everyone's giving me presents, I'm supposed to be happy, I'm supposed to be really grateful for them, and you feel super guilty. And then part of being adopted is like, why didn't my biological family want me? I don't deserve anything in life. I don't deserve getting presents. I don't deserve having friends. And so you start thinking about that, and you're like, all these people are in my life, and they're being nice, and they're wishing me a happy birthday, but I don't deserve any of it. And I'm going to hurt their feelings if I don't seem really appreciative of it. So I guess I act like I am now. It's hard for me to focus on things. It's hard for me to explain what I'm trying to say. I'll typically get silent because I don't... If I get silent, that means I don't have to react and pretend. It just means I'm there. So it's easier to like hide from everything than pretend and put on a smile and pretend like everything's fine.
One last question, not entirely related, but where have you been? How is school?
Oh, where have I been? School is hard, y'all. Hard in the sense that I'm doing a lot of reading and a lot of writing and a lot of presentation making. And now I pretty much wear my computer glasses 24/7 because I get so many headaches. There's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. And then adoption-wise, I found 2 really good friends here. They're probably my best friends now, even though we haven't known each other very long. We've never really been this connected in person with other adoptees. So I've been talking with them and hanging out with them, and it's been really awesome, but it's also made it so that I don't need to film as much. Being around adoptees is also, it can be triggering because you start talking about deep things and how you relate and how your experiences were the same, even though we all are from totally different families and lifestyles and all of that. But sometimes sometimes I just get in a funk, kind of like, I think about all the topics of videos I can do, and I think about how people are waiting for an episode, and I'm like, I just can't do it. It's not like I'm feeling really bad about adoption. It's just like, I do not have the energy to do this. So that's where I've been. I'm getting back. I'm probably not going to film as frequently because I have a presentation coming up, and I'm stressing, y'all. But it'll be over soon, and then I can film. Yeah, it's just, there's always a lot of emotions around birthdays and then big life events. So like, I'm sure during the holidays, I'll be with my family and Adam's family, and we'll be doing wedding stuff, and then, you know, that's a whole other thing where I'm like, oh, so much adoption related things when it comes to life events like that. And you know, whether my biological family ever pictured me getting married or anything, like, there's just always so many emotions with it. I don't know. I guess people in my life are now learning that I have all of these emotions. I think now people are starting to realize that the reasons I'm quiet and removed is because of all of this adoption crap. So yeah, be sensitive to things like this. Be sensitive to birthdays. Birthdays are probably the most complex, confusing days, at least in my life. I imagine other adoptees consider birthdays the most complex days of their lives too. So, I haven't said this in a while. You can always subscribe if you want to see more videos. You can like it, comment, sharing. Guys, sharing is so important. Okay, I think that's all for now. I will try to film again soon, but it's probably going to be in a few weeks after my presentation's done because I need to focus on that. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.